What if the greatest mistake you make every day isn't what you do, it's what you say? Most people believe strength is measured by how fast they respond, how loudly they defend themselves, or how quickly they prove someone wrong. But history tells a different story. The strongest minds rarely rushed to speak. They paused, they observed, and then, many times, they said nothing at all. That wasn't fear, it was control. The ancient Stoics understood a truth that our modern world has almost forgotten. Every unnecessary word gives away a piece of your power. Every emotional reaction hands someone else the keys to your peace. Real freedom begins the moment you stop feeling obligated to answer everything. In this video, you'll discover 7 moments when silence becomes your greatest advantage. Not because silence solves every problem, but because it keeps you from creating new ones. And make sure you stay until the end, because the 6th lesson is the one that separates emotionally reactive people from those who truly master themselves. Silence is not empty. Most people think silence means doing nothing. Stoicism sees it differently. Silence is not the absence of words, it's the presence of discipline. Marcus Aurelius spent years surrounded by politics, betrayal, war, and endless criticism. Yet, instead of reacting to every insult, he reminded himself of one simple truth. You always have the power to control your own mind. Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say you control other people's opinions, you don't control gossip, you don't control disrespect, you don't control how others judge you. The only thing truly under your command is your response. And sometimes, the strongest response is none at all. Silence isn't surrender, it's refusing to let someone else decide your emotional state. Think about how much energy people waste every single day, explaining themselves, winning pointless arguments, defending every misunderstanding, trying desperately to change minds that were never opened in the first place. Meanwhile, the Stoic quietly asks one question: will these words improve my life? If the answer is no, silence becomes wisdom. Situation 1. When someone misunderstands you. Few things feel more frustrating than being judged unfairly. Someone assumes the worst, twists your intentions, or creates a story about you that simply isn't true. Your instinct immediately says, correct them, explain yourself, make them understand. But here's the uncomfortable reality. Not everyone wants the truth. Some people only want confirmation of what they already believe. No explanation will satisfy a mind that has already reached its conclusion. Imagine throwing stones into a deep lake. The surface ripples for a moment, then becomes perfectly still again. The lake never argues with the stone. It simply remains what it is. Your character should work the same way. Let your actions explain what your words never could. Time has a strange habit of exposing truth. People eventually notice consistency. They recognize integrity, and those who judge too quickly often reveal more about themselves than they ever revealed about you. Silence gives truth room to breathe. Situation 2. When anger is asking for permission. Anger never arrives screaming. It whispers first. A sarcastic comment, a disrespectful look, a single sentence that instantly tightens your chest. Your heartbeat accelerates, your jaw locks, your mind begins writing responses before the other person even finishes speaking. This is the dangerous moment, because anger promises satisfaction, but usually delivers regret. Epictetus believed no one can force you into anger. They can only invite you. Whether you accept that invitation is your choice. The moment you pause, even for 5 seconds, you interrupt the emotional chain reaction. That small pause changes everything. Instead of becoming a prisoner of emotion, you become its observer. The emotion loses control, and you regain yours. Most arguments don't become destructive because of disagreement. They become destructive because neither person is willing to pause. Sometimes the strongest sentence you can speak is spoken tomorrow. Have you ever noticed how some people never actually talk with you? They talk at you. Every conversation becomes a performance, every achievement is exaggerated, Every story somehow ends with them being the hero. Most people instinctively compete. They interrupt, they tell a bigger story, they try to prove they're just as successful. But the Stoic understands something different. People who constantly seek attention are often starving for validation. Confidence doesn't announce itself, it doesn't demand applause, it doesn't need an audience. A mountain never tells the valley how tall it is. Its presence says everything. The same is true of a person who truly knows their worth. Instead of competing, simply listen. Smile when appropriate. Speak only when your words add value. And ironically, the quietest person in the room often becomes the one everyone remembers, because calm confidence is impossible to fake. Situation 4. When gossip tries to pull you in. Gossip is one of the easiest traps to enter and one of the hardest to escape. It usually begins with a harmless sentence. "Did you hear what happened?" At first, it feels like simple conversation. Then, without realizing it, you're discussing someone who isn't even present. The Stoics warned against this long before social media existed. Every minute spent discussing another person's flaws steals time from improving your own life. Ask yourself one simple question. Will this conversation matter a month from now? Most of the time, the answer is no. People who gossip borrow excitement from other people's lives because they haven't created enough purpose in their own. Don't feed the fire. Walk away, change the subject, or simply remain silent. Silence makes gossip uncomfortable. Without fuel, rumors slowly disappear. Protect your reputation by refusing to damage someone else's. Situation 5. When someone only wants to win. Not every disagreement deserves your energy. Some people aren't searching for truth, they're searching for victory. They don't listen, they wait. Wait for their turn to interrupt, to criticize, to prove they're right. These conversations have no finish line, because winning, not understanding, is the goal. The Stoics believed wisdom begins with recognizing which battles are worth fighting. Imagine trying to convince a wall to move. No matter how logical your argument is, the wall remains exactly where it was. Some minds work the same way, not because they lack intelligence, but because they've closed the door to learning. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Walking away isn't surrender, it's selecting peace over pointless conflict. Every unnecessary debate costs something: your time, your patience, your emotional balance. Choose carefully what deserves those things. Sometimes, silence isn't losing, it's refusing to waste a victory on a meaningless fight.